working under them until such staff present their permanent voters' cards. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the IPMAN chairman, Kano Chapter Alhaji Bashir Amalam. According to him, the association finds it very necessary to encourage its members to exercise their civic responsibilities. He explained that the directive followed a meeting with the national president of the association, Mr. Chinedu Okuronko, who mandated him to give the directive on his behalf. He said the association took the measure to ensure that all its eligible members obtained the PVC to enable them exercise their civic responsibility by participating fully in the forthcoming general elections. The IPMAN chairman urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to extend the period of PVC registration to enable many of its members living in places where there is no effective network coverage to register. In collaboration with Interfaith Mediation Center, have organized a 2-day workshop for 40 journalists in Kaduna State on preventing conflict before, during and after the 2023 general elections. Correspondent Muhammad Bashir Abdurrahman covered the event.
The Zonal Director, National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, journalists, especially broadcasters, should always abide by the code of conduct.
Broadcast media must rise up to expectation to be neutral in their reportage of conflict issues, prevent electoral motivated hate speeches, and promote peace and awareness on the need for harmonious understanding in the state. The NBC, on the other hand, will inspire its efforts at increasing understanding on the ethics in the journalism profession in Nigerian broadcast media.
Also, a representative of Interfaith Mediation Center Kaduna, Mr. Samson Auta, presented a paper on the state of the nation where he pointed out the major causes of the challenges bedeviling the country.
My view on the state of the nation, take Kaduna as our base where we are working, and based on this conflict-sensitive workshop for journalists, the situation we find ourselves has to do with the level of insecurity in communities, the level of poverty that is on the increase based on some issues that are related to the issue of insecurity.
Meanwhile, a representative of Mercy Corps in Nigeria, Emmanuel Shal, explained the reasons behind the training.
Also looking at the elections that's by the corner and how media houses are reporting already that is kind of inflammatory. So they thought it was important to have this meeting and targeted over 40 media houses in Kaduna State so that we can train them through this conflict sensitivity reporting for 2 days. With the hope that this can continue after this meeting up to after the election.
Similarly, the chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Kaduna State Council, Haji Asma Uyawu Halilu, emphasizes on following the ethics of the profession while reporting conflict issues.
This is because training and retraining of journalists improve on our skills and productivity. Good journalism requires that we conduct assessment during conflict situation to understand the parties involved and the roles they play in the situation before we disseminate any information. More so, while reporting conflict, we are expected to be neutral, firm, disciplined and sincere, and most importantly factual, so that we don't put ourselves in trouble.
Muhammad Bashir Abdurrahman, Freedom Radio, Nigeria.
On the sporting arena, the head coach of NPFL side, the Kada FC, Umar Elami, has advised Super Eagles fans not to over-celebrate the recent 10-0 mauling of the Minnows Sao Tome and Principe, insisting that the national team under Jose Peseiro is still a work in progress. Sunusi Shaibu Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
While speaking to newsmen, Umar Elami admits that the Super Eagles are on the right track towards becoming a truly strong squad. The emphatic win over Sao Tome and Principe was Peseiro's second win in 4 games at the Super Eagles headquarters, following a heavy 2-1 win against the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone in Abuja in their first Group A match of AFCON 2023 qualifiers. Meanwhile, the Super Falcons maintained their 39th position in the latest FIFA Women's World Ranking, the ranking which was released on on FIFA's official website today saw the Falcons remain number 1 in Africa. Bayana of South Africa, who will face the Falcons at this year's Women's Cup Nations, dropped to the 58th spot and sat on the continent. Botswana and Burundi, also in the same group with the Falcons, rose and maintained their places respectively. The Falcons will be looking to defend their Cup of Nations title when hostilities commence next month in Morocco. The 2022 Women's Cup of Nations will serve as qualifiers for the 2023 FIFA World
launched 2 million tree planting across the states.
The project areas of intervention include erosion control, watershed management, tree planting, capacity building, livelihood enhancement, among many others. Efforts are ongoing for the provision of major erosion control measures in Dawakintopa local government, Nasarawa local government, and Taroni local government areas. Kano State government has also restored annual tree planting exercise. This year, in the next few weeks, we are planting the year 2022 tree planting exercise is commencing, where we plan to 1 million tree seedlings in order to improve the state's vegetation cover, address environmental pollution, and combat climate change.
The theme for this year World Day to combat desertification and drought is Rising Up from Drought Together. Madina Shewa Hausawa, Freedom Radio.
Another World Health Organization is in the process of securing thousands of monkeypox